Today's Tale sees us playing BattleTech once again, and today we're up against William
I ran the
von
numbers
Wilhelm.
on how much
And
speed
I actually have him on
increase
comms
in
here.
pips you get from having a 6 piloting skill pilot in each speed
So hopefully you
category.
can hear him.
You get the most increase out of having a 6 pilot or higher in a 64 kph chassis. They run as fast as an 87 or 81 kph default, which is cool. So there's a little nugget for you.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting actually. So we're having a practice match here. He's asked for this because he's about to face his next opponent.
Alright, I've been practicing with the lance that you're using, different pilot variations for to spell now.
He wants
and,
to see
need
how
to
he
reacquaint
goes
myself with
against
this.
someone who plays fairly well. So what we're going to do is we're going to sprint up
Just
this
my
hill.
opening moves were kind of clunky.
And we're going to see how far we can get. He is running a dual fire starters, a trebuchet, and a 4P. So things can get rather ugly for me because I know exactly how the 2 fire starters are going to work. They're going to go for the back of this stuff. So we're probably going to try. So we can't even camp. We have to push in.
Do you remember the pilots that I used when we played last?
Yeah, so I think you had, I think I've actually direct copied it. It was something like, was it an Apex and the Treb? Shit. You didn't have Arclight in one of the fire starters. You've got, is it Wildfire in the Hunchback?
I think it was
quite
Paradise in the Hunchback, because I was going to shoot and move and I screwed up the order.
That's right, I do remember that, because I thought that was a bit weird, because I've never seen, I don't see Paradise that much these days.
Yeah, his ability to hit is just terrible.
Then he has really low health, doesn't he? He only has like 2 or 3.
3, yeah.
I find really low health pilots really scare me away, because RNG just sometimes just wants to hit you a few times in the head, right?
Yeah. I won my first couple of games by hosting, and this big hill over here on the hosting side's effectively just straight in.
Yeah, this one here.
I was able to dance around that well enough with him to shoot and break line of sight so that I forced them to move forward out of brace, and it was a real position dance. But it worked out.
I think we're gonna have to sprint up here. I have a
did get
good
lucky on some
idea
of
that
those
he's
matches,
probably
though.
gonna just hit me over here somewhere with the stuff. So I think we want trees. We might have to go over here. It's all gonna get a little iffy. I could, of course, look to do some shenanigans with my Apex here. So we're going to move Arclight up here, and Apex is actually going to jump. Can you sprint a bit further? She can sprint. So we can fire from here. I might try and get her over here and see if we can't get some shots on the Treb. Treb's probably going to be the key here. I'm not quite sure how we're going to get rid of that Treb, but we'll see if we can. So I don't know what I was saying before, but I'm pretty sure I was saying, yeah, he's about to have his finals match. Not quite finals, it's like semi-finals or something against Kidson. So he's just wanting to get a little bit of practice in against this Lance. He thinks this might be what Kidson's bringing. How well can I get in with this? 2 fire starters, back shots, back shot. Do I then have to take out his fire starter while a 4P is going on me, or do I go for his 4P with my fire starter? Or we could shoot him up a bit with Mockingbird. Alright, we're going to start twisting in though. We don't have long for our moves here. He's only given us 60-second moves here. I think he has double sensor lock as well. I might push forward with this actually. just to see... Okay, so he's come up slowly. And we might swing this way with...
That Roman's Lance that Codit brought, the 2 9 nails, Vindicator and Firestarter, it's got so much armor, but I feel like the offense is a bit anemic.
Yeah, that tends to be the struggle. I think with that lance, you kind of have to just... It depends on what you're up against, right? If you can get a chance to maybe jam the LRM-10s for a while, then you probably come out a little bit better. But if they're some sort of long-range lance, it really forces you in.
Yeah.
And what, you only get, what, 2... So you have the 2 large lasers plus... Do they come with a medium laser each?
2
medium lasers in the CT, right?
Yeah.
And then, yeah, the Vindy obviously only comes with... I like Vindys, but they are really slow on the damage.
They are.
So he's probably going to get a sensor lock on us this turn. Well, not a sensor lock, but a sensor contact. So we're going to look to... Here we go. Alright, interesting. I wonder what that is. Okay, so what he's doing... I'd say he's going to try and get us across this middle section here. So we're going to reserve in. He's only found our 2 lights. Well, our light here and our light here. So we're probably going to end up reserving down to the end. 50 tons. Actually, that's the Hunchback. Okay, so he's using the hill for cover here to eat out the direct line of sight. I don't think he can quite see these guys yet. No, so he can't see that. And he can't see that, right? So what we want to do is we might want to just sit tight. Probably with Sumo. I don't know if I can move Sumo somewhat like this, just to keep him out of range. And to just kind of eat up a little bit while we try and work out what this stuff is. Interestingly enough, we do get a nice sense lock on what that is. I'm not used to playing with people who tell me what mechs are. They normally just tell me it's a mech. Which is great, right? It's a mech! Okay, thanks. So what are we looking for here? This hill's going to be annoying. Alright, so that's the fire start. Well, that's one fire starter. We know there's 2. So he's coming in from this direction. I'd say he's positioned his treb over here then. So he's going for the apex first, which is not great for us. We might need to edge him here with the sensor lock range. I need to get rid of direct line of sight as well. So that should hold, hopefully, and hopefully that keeps him out of range while we try and work out where the rest of these mechs are. That one is not in the rubble. I wonder how aggressive he's going to be, because he's quite aggressive already. I would tend to be more defensive with that lance. I tend to push up over here. I don't like this river of rubble. So the other one's coming in. I don't think he is. Ooh, he does have dual lock. Okay, so that kind of bones us a little. We might go for a sprint here. And then we might push the fire starter this way. Just so we can see what we can see, right? We'll just use Apex as a little bit of a distraction for now. If we need to, we will move this. next turn. He's only got the 2 lights, so he could double sensor lock us. But that would kind of leave him a little out in the dark, with us just running and bracing. This should be an extreme range, so he has to come forward really close to get a decent hit on this. We've rotated somewhat. Okay, so he's actually over this way. Alright, so we are going to have to run in. So he's actually over here somewhere.
When I was doing my damage comparisons for all the different chassis on their alpha damage, Firestarters came out and actually surprised me a bit. They do a little bit less than some of the other ones, like a Jenner can do 132 if it hits everything. But a Firestarter can do 100, and it doesn't care about evasion on 50 of it. I thought that was really, really valuable information for when you're trying to mess with lights that are messing with you.
Yeah, I kind of like that concept. It makes them really... The support weapons have really improved since beta.
Agreed.
I don't know what to do here. I guess we just swing backwards.
Just need to
have
pull
swing
some
around.
of the center torso ammo out of these chassis.
Yeah, that's
so
the real
brutal.
issue. Is like a lot of mechs are super scary with that ammo. Like I was playing the game just before this one. I was playing against a guy who had 2 blackjacks, and as soon as you get into that CT ammo, CT armor, you're like, cool. I'm just gonna keep going at this guy till he explodes.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna have to push in. We're gonna have to brawl here. This is why I really don't like these style of lances. I don't like the all-in face punch anymore, because it sets you up in a bad way. Because now you're forced to go in on this, right? And he's got this position here where he's behind this and we can't do a lot to it, right? Damn, is that 3 sensor lockers? So that's got to be Mockingbird. 3 sensor lockers is mighty painful for us. Let's have a look. What are we holding on to here? So we're holding on to this, right? So we could consider moving this. We're going to push Sumo forward here, actually. So that he doesn't get an idea of what's going on there. He's just going to grind us down.
Brought that lance that you're using against Romans. Do you know R1H4?
Yeah, I've seen him around on the Discord a fair bit.
Yeah, he helped Zach Coded practice. He was using my lance against Zach Coded, and that's how Zach knew not to bring Red Dawn. And he was using that Romans, and I had Arclight in 1-4P, and I had Mockingbird, I think, in the other one.
Yeah, that makes sense.
He blew off the right torso of Mockingbird.
Ooh.
But as soon as my Fury meter filled, I was able to punch one of his Centurions out of brace, and then my Arclight was able to cold shot CT him.
Yeah, what with the lasers, it's pretty crazy how much damage one of these can do in one turn.
Yeah, and Arclight doesn't have the best gunnery, but she's got great tactics, and a CT is really easy to hit on a called shot. So I just punched right through him and killed him. He's like, oh damn, that was a full health mech.
Alright, we're gonna take this back a little. We're gonna have
It's like
to...
71% chance to hit CT.
Yeah, we can do that. That's fine.
Pretty big.
So we know he's over that way somewhere. Yeah, I've actually moved away from these brawly lances. I find I struggle against anyone who brings a bit of range, just because it doesn't let you play. It doesn't let you play as defensively. You get forced in, and I hate getting forced in.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, so what's that? All right, so now we know where all his mechs are. So we're just gonna bum rush that now, as best we can. He's gonna dual fire. So that means he's done 3 rounds of firing. So Arclight, we know where that is, right? So now he's only got his fire starter. We're not going to want to push too far forward with this. Although I could get something like this, but that does put us out of a nice spot. So you can take to there. Gets us pretty close. So we need you to probably jump here. He could look to fire with this. Probably not though. We're kind of spread out. We need this guy to come across as well.
For a while I was bringing Sumo and a fire starter. And I found that when Sumo DFAs, he pushes people and hits. He pushes people back. But
Might just be a little careful here. I actually noticed something the other day. Have you noticed that support weapons, so when you punch somebody, a support weapon still suffers from the brace? Have you noticed that?
yes, the brace isn't removed until after the entire attack is complete.
Yeah, I only discovered that a couple of weeks ago and I was most surprised. I was like, because I did all my maths based on punching and then a full round of firing, right? And then of course I was short. And I was like, well, I've stuffed myself here.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Alright, so now we can sprint in with Mockingbird. Take these trees at least. It's interesting how he's pushed forward so hard. So we reserve in. We need to, at least these guys are kind of full health, but it's not going to matter too much against 2 fire starters. The back hits are really going to chew things off them. And that's what we're going to be concerned for. He's got Arclight on somebody. He's got Arclight on the Treb? No. No, he's got Arclight on the 4P. Interesting. So he's got Arclight to... I guess what he's looking for here is... He just really wants to destroy you on one turn, right? And then he's got Apex and the Treb. So that puts the Treb where? Treb there, right? Alright, so since locked that, we might... What do we want to do? I think we want to reserve here. We'll take the damage, I think.
I've seen
Just
Sumo
for
miss so many DFAs.
turn to go. Yeah, DFA is a little wacky these days. I notice a lot of missed hits. It's not the auto win it used to be.
Yeah. Which I think was necessary. It needed to be more of a gamble. Otherwise, it was just too reliable of a tactic.
Is that a tree? That's not a tree, is it? So if we push, it leaves these guys.
But I've seen
here.
Sumo miss a hell of a lot of punches too. So Last time I ran him in a fighter star, I never even meleeed with him.
You might be
I
able
said,
to
well,
make it
nuts
to
to
there.
this, he could be locking somebody. I suppose he
Depending on what
did threat
moves.
the
Yeah.
pushback, but and I did use that. I did pressure the threat of a
So we
initiative
gotta
push
move
with him.
here. I think we move to
And
the
that's-
edge of the forest
that's
so that
pretty
we can run
powerful
out of
threat.
it pretty well. We're gonna have to rotate
I don't know. I'm
this.
trying to figure out what pilots I want to run.
So now we're up against this. He could move some of this stuff forward. He could look for... He couldn't quite DFA. He might be able to DFA from here. It'll be interesting. I kind of like the multiple... Sometimes I really miss having the multiple sense lock pilots. It's kind of nice having 3 that can do it.
Yeah, totally agree. So then you can go first, they can react to it, and you can still bring that evasion off.
Yeah, I actually think they need... I was saying that the other day, that they need to change that rule. I think the way it should work is it should cap your evasion, so that if you do go first, it still is an effective sensor lock. Because I don't like the way it works at the moment. Because basically, yeah, you go first, and they just jump right. But instead of getting the 4 evasion, it should cap it so that they only get, you know, the 2 evasion or something.
Mm.
I think it should work as a removal and a cap. Alright, so we've got a dude here. We've moved Mockingbird, so we're probably gonna...
I remember talking on the threads about putting that as a cap. But then there gets this weird thing of at what point in the initiative does it come off? Like next round, when do you wash the cap?
Hmm. I suppose do you treat it like the current sensor distortion from the PPC? Doesn't as soon as you have your turn it washes the cap? I suppose then yeah you could get weird removal and cap issues.
Yeah.
So we're gonna sprint to here. We're out of vision. We just really want to pressure now. He could still sensor lock this, but we need to go for some sort of move now. So he's still got the 1 sensor lock from here. Sensor lock this down to 1. Open fire with everything from here. Do a lot of damage. It does save these guys from taking any damage though, because they're going to need to do some work. We do need trees for this situation. Backshots obviously don't suffer from trees, but if we get knocked over, which could be a real threat from a lot of punching, then we're going to need trees, especially from a lot of fire from this guy as well. He could knock somebody over, so he could actually sensor lock fire, probably stick us into unsteady here. He's going forward for it. He might be going for this actually. I don't know. I would have maybe sensor locked and then gone for this. Or you could go for the full set of damage, which looks like what he might be going for. Okay, and then drop the LRMs onto everyone else. I suppose that's kind of nice. Ooh, man, we're already taking a real harsh beating here. Jesus, we are taking a... beating, that's for sure. Alright, so what we probably want to do is look for... So we want to rotate our mech as best we can. We'll probably look for the shot onto this, maybe. He gets to start with a lot of brutal stuff though, so maybe we look to be out of vision.
There's another thing I noticed about the bonus evasion pilots, that you can jump, if you position well enough, you can hit an enemy in the back with support weapons 2 rounds in a row and have full evasion.
Alright, so we need to look to
You can't do that on any other
We want to
pilots 'cause it
protect
takes
these
too much
guys as
move.
well.
You're
So
out
we're
of
gonna,
range of your support weapons, or you're not hitting the right arc.
gonna go here. Sense lock this guy, keep him out of range of this. He could look to then sense lock that down again, knowing that it's not in any sort of protection, since he gets to go first. But he doesn't get to fire this, right? He doesn't get to fire this. So we have to be fairly careful there. So we can do max damage. This arm though is only... we can't kill that arm, that's for sure. But we can make him suffer a little for firing next turn. This is where it's gonna get hairy. I do like being aggressive with the treb. I notice if you get it in the right turn, the medium lasers do a lot of work on it.
Oh yeah.
I always do query which way to torso twist it though, since you know that you're going to run out of ammo at some point. And one arm has the 2 medium lasers, and the other arm has 1 medium laser. So what do you save?
Well, you try to save the 2, right?
Yeah, that's how I figure it. I always figure the LOM-15 is going to run out of ammo at some point. So yeah, try to save those 2. Alright, so we can get a fairly nice hit on the treb. It is from the front though, which is a little annoying. But might work out if it hits the CT. So we'll try for that. Keeps us out
I
of
was
range.
running sumo on my trebuchet because I figured anybody who wanted to close the distance with like a fire starter or whatever, I could punch them into the next round.
And we hit an arm. Oh, we actually hit the other arm. Wow, that's my first bit of damage. Alright, so we're going to leave this guy sitting pretty. We're going to force him to have his turn here. The cat is trying to... Ooh, so this gets dangerous, right? Because now suddenly he can do... We can't really maneuver these guys first, because what he can do is he can double flame them. And it gets a little scary. Hopefully we've got this guy in close enough that we can do some support work. I would probably just move this guy in and fire. And I would probably leave the fire starters till last. Cat is like, yo, can I just have a go with your mouse? No, sir. You may lie on the table and watch as I fall apart here. It's interesting we hit that arm. So if we hit it again, he obviously loses the 2 lasers, but then he's pretty heat good on this guy. This is going to be what does the real work. These guys are going to do some massive work to us as well. Just getting him behind and flamethrowing a hunchback is huge, especially, I mean, these guys don't lose it as bad, but they will lose. It's okay for us so far. I think what we might go for here is we might... I could force a move out of one of these. The double flames onto this could shut us down, which then allows for this guy just to destroy us. Might have to sense lock this guy to let this guy do some work. I need to probably go last with Mockingbird here. And hope that we hit with Apex here. So we're trying to force him to go with this now. Just to see what it does. If he doesn't go with this, then we shoot it with Apex. I would probably still move this. Yeah, that's okay for us. There's no long range fire anymore. He's gone with this, right? So we probably just move Sumo up. We could fire here. It's probably not worth. Not into this. So we'll move Embrace in. And then we'll probably just look to...
I like the way that you guard your...
interlock somebody.
Not the actual guard action, but the way that you're managing your 4Ps is commendable.
Because I know exactly what's happening here.
Yeah, yeah. No, and that's what I need, is somebody who knows what the hell's going on to not, you know, get crushed by the lack of knowledge.
Yeah, it's still really scary. Like, even... what I really like about fire starters is they kill your ability to even use your weapons. Like, just the fear of me firing at you is just... It's there, right? Because suddenly if you double flame me and I've moved something out of order, you could just shut me down if I fire.
Oh no. 90 seconds would have been totally shit. Shit, I had a good play too.
Alright, so what we're probably going to look for is... I don't know what we can get here.
It was all lined up and I was just about to click.
I think we can maybe shoot this guy from back here.
You know,
I'm
I do that against you more than I do that against anybody else. I time
sure.
out on the 60-second clock.
So this
But
guy
it's
hasn't
good. I
gone.
mean, it keeps me sharp for the 90-second matches.
So I think we'll try for this shot. I'm not sure if we can get it though. I'm not sold that I could probably get that. That's probably going to be... a little hard. Alright, yeah, we're not going to allow that.
No, you don't want to go again?
No, we're not going to allow
No,
that.
I thought I'd try.
I have made that mistake in a few games of not seeing the reserve.
Yeah, I screwed up against you last time I played.
Yeah, I remember you didn't see it and suddenly I got to go first.
Or what happened was I came out, yeah, it was a paradise thing. I sequenced my shot such that you got a return shot and I had no cover or anything. I was like, damn it. It hurt a lot.
Alright, so hopefully we can get maybe some damage into this guy. Might disturb him for the next round. Maybe. We gotta be careful of where's this guy going, right? Alright, so hopefully we can get something around here. It's not great, but she'll have to do, right?
Actually, that move that you just made. No. Never mind. I was thinking you were countering the play that I had, but no.
I think this might get us a shot in there. Alright. Hillside too big. Apparently we can't hit through that. I wasn't convinced I could hit that, but apparently you're just on the edge of vision there. Sometimes it's hard to tell with those red box models whether you get vision.
Yeah.
So how do we do this? Do we sprint into this?
I gotta use think time here before I just immediately reserve.
Yeah, I do that too. I love the whole wear down the reserve and then reserve.
Yeah.
So I think we might have to go for the sprints just to get us into this. I would go, if I was him, I would probably think about going last with this. It's braced, right? Hello? What you looking at? Yeah, alright. Ow. Yes. Ooh, okay. So he's backing up with it. That maybe gives us a play.
Less than exciting.
Okay, so he's bracing it. Ow. I wonder if we can shoot him in the back. So he's got 2 sensor locks left, right? I don't want to get exposed too heavily. I think we have to reserve here. Just to see what we can do with that. Alright, cool. So now what I think is we could maybe move Sumo up. Around here. Or we could look for... Yeah, see, we can't quite make it. And then how do we work here? So we need about 4, right? So I think we move. And that kind of gives us an ability to maybe respond with Mockingbird. I think we need to twist... I think we twist like this, right? So then the back angles are over here. Shit, this is all a bit scary here. I think we move you in first. He could now double flame us. He could do a lot of damage here. I think I can shoot that guy in the back, which would be really good for us actually. 50. Oof. If we did a no. There's nothing to explode. It's not a 4P.
Do you have line of sight on anybody? I can't tell. Arc light. You can see arc light.
This will be interesting. See if we can shoot that in the back. Yeah, I can't see arc light. We could also move our arc light to maybe protect back here somewhat as well. And just try and use our apex to shoot this guy. Is he coming in? He's giving vision. So he hasn't sensor locked. I wonder if he's giving vision for the DFA. If he DFAs us and then comes in, what can we do with our arc light? Right, so we probably use our apex to shoot the back of that, right? I think that's the move we make. What arm is this? Just the left arm? Ow, cat. Alright, so we can get a fairly decent shot back here. Hopefully it hits. Nicely done. Straight into the CT. Straight into the CT. It does hassle him for the next turn as well.
Oof.
He might have a DFA here. If he DFAs us, at least we can maybe counter with... we don't have a lot of knockdown, so evasion is pretty good for him. Because even if he unsteadies himself with a DFA, it doesn't remove the... with no stability issues, it doesn't remove that. What is this again? This is a arc light. So he's going to have to move this again next turn. Otherwise, we can shoot it again. I would love to do some damage into one of these. It would have been great if we'd double hit him on possibly the side. I wonder if he's looking to DFA last here. I'm going to go last with Mockingbird here, I think. I still need to be last with this, I think. I think what we do... He can't really fire on us, so we might just take... She'll take a jump. Let me take a jump. Ow, ow, ow. Cat is demanding. Demanding. Yes. Yes. Who's who in the zoo here? Ouch, ouch. I don't think I could swing this way on fire. And I also don't think it would be worth. Possibly could be. But we would get mangled for it. We'd get really mangled for it. And we've taken already a lot of damage on some of these mechs. He has fired quite a few turns with this now. Alright. He's looking to shoot at us. Maybe he's looking to fire. What's he looking for here? You guys see this? This is what I deal with. This. All game. And that's him clawing my arm. Because apparently I'm not paying attention. That is what I've been dealing with. I don't know what to do here. Hey, don't be pushing any keyboards, please. Alright, I'm gonna have to think about this.
No, that's fine.
I really want to protect this. I kind of want to push around this way. He could jump behind us. I kind of just want to apply pressure to these two. We know that Apex is going to shoot this again. I don't know what my arc light needs to do here though. I think my arc light needs to just remain kind of around here to protect. This has got vision on it. I think we just go for the pressure play right now. And we see if we can't just get in on this fight, because I have a feeling we need to just go all in. Just gonna go all in, I think. I think I'm happy to reserve. I mean, he could go for the leg. So if he jumped on this side, he could go for the leg. But we're probably gonna concentrate over here anyway. So now he tries for this. He could remove that, I guess. I don't know if he's quite got... Yeah, he should have the jump for that. He's kind of trying to block the shot to the back here with this as well. Another hit to the back of this would be amazing, because then it puts him close to death range from our fire starter. If I would take somewhere like over here, maybe. Jump here. He can direct fire with all of this stuff though, but then we get to kind of bum rush down this way. Oh, that's right, it's this arc light. Alright, now he's coming in, yeah. Is he gonna go for that? No, he's not. Okay. I wonder if we could... We could apply some damage to that. It's a bit of a sketchy move though, because then it puts him into this. I really want to kind of just fire on this. think we reserve here. See if he wants to do anything with this. I think I have to move my lights first. Maybe he brings this in. It's all a bit karate in there. At least this is an arc light, so I guess we can kind of... We could maybe move him for the punch. He might have given us enough room to punch this, actually. I wonder if he's going to go for this. Here it goes. Here it goes. At least that's onto the heatsink side. The big turn.
Well, ideally, I wouldn't have all gone into the left arm from behind, but hey, there it is.
I was looking at it and I was like, yeah, is that the good side? Yeah, it is.
I don't know that I even hit your shoulder. It looked like it was all left arm damage.
We could actually punch this guy in the back.
No, I knocked your shoulder out, yeah.
So I think we might shoot into this, for starters. Just to give him a harder time with that. Because I don't want this doing humongous amounts. And then we're going to punch that with sumo. So at least this will have a hard time. It is Apex though, so she's pretty good at firing. So we can punch this with sumo. We get away from these guys kind of, but not well. Punch to the back might kill this. We get to double punch it. So there is that too. And he's moving that to there. That's nice for us. Cool. So now we punch you in the back. Not in the leg.
Oh, I underestimated that move quite a bit.
That was not great. We could maybe... He's unsteady. We could maybe double punch him. Into the ground. It's not great either. We punch him over. Let's check out arc light. Arc light could get one of these guys, I guess. We could look to cook this one here, I guess. Showboat, probably. It's not huge, but it will put him out of a fair bit of heat, so he can't use the lasers. So there is that. I think we'll go for that. So that's some heat damage there. So now he kind of has to keep this away. He has to move this one first, right? And then I think we go for the knockdown here instead. I think we face ourselves... How about we face ourselves
one-shot her
here? Or we could look for...
But you'll get to go again first, so you'll finish the job.
So I think we go this way. And then, yeah, I think we arc like that to death. So we knock you over. I think we have to knock him over. that then puts him in heavy turn here, right? And then we can go all in on this. We're gonna have to move Sumo into probably some unstable territory here. Actually, I could have punched with Sumo, I think. Now, I think I fire with you instead. Jump back like this.
Certainly underestimated that Sumo range on his punch. I don't think you're gonna twist your back over to the other side like that.
Could jump to here. Nothing gives us evasion though. That's the real problem. We can jump to here for one evasion, but then we are shooting into this guy. We could just punch him, right? I mean, it's 5 damage difference, really. So I think we just punch this guy and we attempt to just cripple it. Yeah, let's go for it. At least shuts itself down. Worst case scenario, right? Or it explodes. Come on, explode, baby, explode! Well, shut it down at least. So we get to punch him again if he doesn't kill this. Reserve in. He's definitely going to reserve for that last phase, right? And then I think what we do is we shift our asses over into this sort of area over here, and we just fire at this. Because I really need the lasers off that thing. We could just go all in. Ooh, although he could go all in here. What do we got? Yeah. So now we do need to core this guy, right? So we need to do full damage here, I think. So we have to shift ourselves over here. Like this. So for he'll get up. Could go back this way. Just to keep him out of range. I need to use those small lasers as well. I think over here should do us. Hopefully that'll do us enough to keep this away from us. And we fully fire onto this guy.
Good move.
40 off. We're not going to make it, I don't think. Not gonna make it. Unless... yeah, we're not gonna make it. Next turn we get to do a cold shot though, but he does get to overheat us, so we need to kill this. We're gonna take full damage on this though.
BattleMech power-up detected.
Starts that one up. Can you get a shot in here? Fuck, you cannot. Guess we could shoot this guy in the back. Unfortunate, right? Unfortunate. Alright, well that's an arm gone. At least. So we can hassle this guy down, but now it gets a little scary. If you want to work out movement and stuff, you know to hold down the Alt key, right? And you can see all the the dots.
Oh, that's brilliant. I did not know that. Thank you.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so if you ever want to work out if something's in, you know how sometimes it's really hard to work out what terrain something's in as well? If you hold down the dots,
Yeah.
if you hold down Alt, then you get the colored dots so you can see if that's a tree or not. For when you're trying to work out some sensor lock stuff.
Sure.
But yeah, the way I work it is I stay 4 to 5 squares away from a hunchback.
I will be doing that, yeah.
And that way you won't get sumo punched. Alright, this is probably gonna have a hard time shooting. I need to kill this. This needs to die. If I can shoot this guy in the back with a cold shot, I would love it. But I don't think we can. I kind of want to save some flamethrower, but at the same time, I want this guy to die. So what would we need here? I think if we turn off our flamethrowers, we do 70 damage, which should kill this guy. 30. Yeah, we do enough, yeah. This is when suddenly flamethrowers were required, and we're bugging out a little.
This funny ass bug.
Yeah, the whole movement bug, and he just jiggles on the spot for forever.
Yeah.
Ugh!
Oh no! That's alright, your guns will get me.
I turned off the flamethrowers to save the ammo.
Oh no!
I did the maths, and I was like, if I punch without the flamethrowers, I kill you. That's why
Wow.
you don't. I wanted to save the flamethrower ammo. Because 45 plus 30 would have killed you no matter where I hit you.
Yeah.
That's what I get for saving ammo.
Damn. Yeah. Yeah, you... Damn.
Oh, yeah, we're taking a beating now. We're taking an absolute beating. So how do we kill something? I could get around the back of this guy again. What will we get out of this? Not a lot, right? Let's have a think about this. If we come back this way and we hit this guy in the CT, we can't kill him either. Kind of need to jump. Is there anywhere? There's nowhere where I can get to this guy. If I move, he could probably punch me. Can we? Hello? Do you want to give me this dot? Thank you. Move here, we can fire on this guy again. At least kind of save that. I was skeptical about the Arclight 4P, but now I'm kind of liking it.
Yeah. It's pretty wild, man.
Yeah, well, just being able to do the cold shot into the back before I could do anything, right? Because I was like, I didn't think about it, and I was like, oh yeah, sure, you know, I'll get my turn next, and I'll core him out with my cold shot.
Yeah.
Alright, so we're struggling a lot now. This is probably going to jump away from us, right? You just
There
jump.
we go. I think this is enough damage. It's also a bad idea.
I need this to pop. Apex has got 2 hit points after that. Ooh, here we go, yeah. so he's gonna double flamethrow us. I think you should save the flamethrower ammo, really. So then you jump this one behind us, and you might survive here. Might?
There it is.
Might?
Oh, there it's not.
Oh, just. What would you do? I'm gonna have
You
to
have 14
sacrifice
left
this
in
in.
that.
I'll at least take one mech with me, hopefully, now. I'd probably turn this and maybe walk towards this and just laser him. Or you could back up and laser him, I guess. Either way is pretty acceptable. Because you know this is gonna die next turn. I mean, there's no saving grace for this guy. You could look to, I suppose, if everything hits the CT, you're not really looking for.
Vex will shoot through my guarded anyway, so whatever.
You're not looking for too.
Alright, you
much
got it
there.
this time. Don't save the flamethrower.
Alright, who are we going for here? Not you. We're going for you. Yeah, there we go. Alright, let's not bungle this, for starters. Where can we jump to that kind of gives us some evasion to not die here?
If you got a called shot, you could take the 4P down.
Oh, that is tempting, actually. Can we jump to something like this? This is.
I am definitely going to use those alts for 4 and 5 dots away from the 4P, or for Punchy.
I think we do this. I think we go all in here.
That is good advice.
We go all in like this though. Alright, we're gonna go in for the all-in play. Take some money out.
There you go.
The shame!
Oh no! I thought for sure you had it.
Yeah, no, I can't remember. I think it was one of the tooltips tells you about the old thing.
I believe it.
But yeah, I used it a lot in my last game because of course it was a fire starter versus a hunchback with no weapons, right? So all you have to do is stay 4 dots away. I think it's 4 or 5. I'm pretty sure punch range is 5.
I think I worked those numbers out. I'll have to double check.
Come on, baby, you can survive it. Oof.
Alright, I think we can call it at this point.
Yeah, I'll eject for you.
All units destroyed.
Not bad though. I really do like the double flamethrower lance.
It is nasty. Because that range on those fire starters is so far, and if you're playing it right, you can goad them into attacking hard on one of your mediums, and then the fire starter comes in out of nowhere, and then they overheat. They're like, oh shit.
Well,
When they overheat,
that's the thing, right? Is that the treb forces you in, and you have to commit. Like I can't sit back with this lance. Like there's no sitting back because suddenly you get 8 turns of. What's the damage? It's huge if the treb gets to go for all of its ammo.
yeah, that's 16 times 60, whatever that is.
Yeah, I mean that's enough for at least a hunchback if you just spray all over him.
Yeah.
Because that's at least 800 and something. But yeah, I mean it forces you in, and then it forces you into fire starters and a 4P. I mean that's not what you want to be running into, right?
Right.
So I do like the lance, and I think the only time it suffers is if you have any sort of, if they outrange you, but even then you can kind of just push in.
Yeah. There were some people that were, what the hell were they doing? There was a Highlander, 2 Urbies, and a Panther. And the Urbies and the Panther all had blocking, and the Highlander was, I think, who was it? Wildfire? So that he could maximize his shots. Maximize his Highlander shots, really.
Yeah.
And I slowly walked across the map, teasing his spotters with my spotters, because both of my fire starters have sensor lock. And I'd always catch one that was trying to lock. I'd always catch it out of position and just rain missiles on it. And that's when I had Sumo in my Treb. Because Sumo can take a couple of hits before he just pops, you know. Everybody else, anybody who's not I mean, you're not putting shots through a bulwark, and you have to in competitive. You have to put shots through bulwark. But I was able to tease him out of position, and then his Highlander, was, as nasty as it is, to have full shots every time. That's not a lance worth of damage. So I just pushed in, and then Firestarter clobbered him.
Oh, that's the thing, right? Is I've seen those lances. Like, there's a couple of variations. The one I thought about is you could take. You have to be really careful with it though. You could take 3 spotters and an Atlas with Apex, but it gets really sketchy.
Ooh, yeah.
Because the way it works, right, is if the opponent realizes that all they have to do is shoot your Apex, then you lose. But if the opponent shoots your spotters, then your Apex with an LRM-20 kind of does okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I have faced that before, and that's exactly what you have to do. Is if they shoot your Atlas Apex, then you're screwed. But it can be done. But it's an all-in sort of thing, right? Because you start losing spotters, and what's an Atlas going to do with no vision, right?
Right. That's yeah. I really hate that about the line of sight in this game. Is you got one Atlas, and usually, I mean, in any other incarnation of the game, MechWarrior, whatever, it's a terror. Like, you see an Atlas and you crap yourself. In this, you just manipulate the initiative until you can shoot him and then run away, and he still can't see you.
Yeah, fairly much.
Whatever. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for the match.
Yeah, all good. Good luck. I know you're playing not tomorrow because it's tomorrow's technically Friday for me, but the next day. So yeah, good luck, and
yeah,
and maybe I'll see you in the finals if I can kill off the entire of the loser bracket.
I believe that you can. Honestly, I was looking at, I haven't seen these other guys play in their Twitch channels or anything, or at least not many of them. But I really think that you've got the critical thinking skills and the dedication and discipline to get it done. So
yeah, well, we'll see.
There's a good chance I'll see you there.
yeah, hopefully. All right, I'll see you later.
All right, man. See you.
All right, guys, thanks for watching. So that was my my practice game against William. Yeah, he did pretty well. I mean, what am I talking about? He kicked my butt. He's a really good player, right? A really good player. You can see how it kind of fell apart for me. He knew what lance I was bringing. We did pre-set up because he wanted to fight that lance, and his lance is pretty well designed against it. The fire starters, all they're looking for is back shots, right? I mean, Sumo was dead in the water, right? Absolutely dead in the water. I had to take that back hit. I think I might have been better off. I could have maybe have left the mech up instead of pushing it over, and then maybe get swinging for the back again. Maybe if I hadn't hit the leg and I'd hit something a bit apart. Maybe if I'd hit a so we do 100 damage, right? So I would have needed to probably push in an arm here. So if we'd hit either of these with the kick, it would have ripped an entire torso off, right? Instead, we kicked into the leg. The legs are really well armored on a hunchback, so it's not great. It's not great at all. And yeah, it's all downhill from there, right? You can't kill this. I miscalculated on the arc light being able to go again, so I thought I could maybe take this apart, but there was no chance, right? I needed this to die. Even then, I would have lost. Actually, I mean, then we would have been, it would have still been an uphill battle. We would have been a pretty damaged hunchback into quite quite possibly a Treb. I shouldn't have saved the ammo on the fire starter like a retard. I did. I shouldn't have done that. I mean, we would have been another 20 damage onto the back of this guy, which he only has 10, right? So a couple of lucky rolls and that would have been dead. So it would have been a fire starter and a Treb versus a fire starter, a maybe mangled hunchback, and a panther, which would have been good odds for me, right? Fairly good odds. But I'll take that loss. I will take that indeed. And with that, I'll take a break. Tune in next time for more adventures of BattleTech. Hey guys, thanks again for watching. If you like what you've seen, hit that subscribe button or leave me a comment on anything you want to see in the future.